14-year-old girl gets murdered and the media calls her a young woman, but let a 19-year-old male commit murder and he is called a teen. That is not journalism, that's misogyny. This happens constantly, quietly creating a narrative without people hardly even noticing. Headlines age girls up and men down, changing how we see them before we even actually read the story. Young woman found dead. Boy accused. Now, let's look into the story of 14-year-old Celeste. She was a child, but multiple outlets called her a young woman. That single word strips away innocence. It reframes her as someone older, someone who made choices, someone the reader subconsciously even blames just a little bit. I even saw outlets saying that they couldn't call it foul play, but I can tell you for a fact without being an investigator that she didn't chop herself up, put herself in bags, and then go into the trunk of someone's car. Now, let's flip the script. A 19-year-old male commits a violent crime, murder, and suddenly he's a teen, a boy, or a kid. That language buys him sympathy. It signals immaturity, confusion, a lapse in judgment. It quietly tells the audience, he's still growing. This isn't random choices by the media. This is how language shapes emotion. In journalism and public relations, it is called framing theory, the way certain words are chosen to steer perception before you even finish the sentence. When media ages up girls and down men, it enforces two old narratives: that men's violence is understandable and women's suffering is expected. Psychologically, it creates distance. When readers see woman, they think an adult, not a child, so they empathize less. When they see teen, they picture someone barely grown and they empathize more. It's a quiet trick that shifts accountability without ever admitting it. And again, this isn't accidental, it's systemic. Newsrooms know exactly how words sway reaction. Editors are trained on it. They use softer language to reduce outrage, protect advertisers, and avoid backlash when the suspect is male. But when the victim is female, the same empathy disappears because anger towards women doesn't risk public outrage. It fuels engagement. They profit off minimizing women's tragedies and softening men's guilt. This is how misogyny hides in plain sight, not the headline's facts, but in its phrasing. A 14-year-old victim becomes a young woman, a 19-year-old killer becomes a teen, and the audience walks away feeling just a little less horrified, exactly like they were supposed to. And guess what? The same thing applies to race. This is why usually when a white woman is murdered, it will go nationally viral. But when a woman of color is murdered, silence. So the next time you see a headline, stop and read it twice because the bias isn't always in what's being reported. It's in what they want you to feel.